Hi, this is Tanya from Grazia, and you're watching us today on the Femina Grazia Virtual Beauty Carnival. And today we're chatting with the very talented Rakul Preet Singh. Hi, Rakul.
Hi.
So, Rakul, to begin with, to say that we're in extraordinary times is an understatement. How have you dealt with it so far?
Yes, these are extraordinary times, and I don't think any one of us foresaw this or even thought that life could come to a standstill and we could be homebound. But actually, to be honest, the first lockdown I feel was much easier
Mhm.
in terms of all of us feeling okay, fine, give yourself a break, understanding what's happening. Of course there was a lot of pain attached to people losing their jobs and things like that, and in times like that you just tell yourself that thank God that you have a house, you have food to eat, you have health, and people around you that you care for. So I used the entire first lockdown to sort of do things that I wanted to do. Some online courses, give more time to meditation and yoga. Of course the workouts were on, but a lot of reading, and I was into a lot of spiritual reading during the first lockdown, because otherwise when you're shooting you don't really have the time for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I enjoyed it, and I was quite at peace with myself, and I realized this, I've never given myself that much time. I started working very young, and this was possibly the longest break of my life. And now when the second lockdown came, it just, I feel, reiterates in a way that life is so fragile and so unpredictable, and it sort of puts into perspective what really matters.
Absolutely.
When things opened up, all of us got back to our work, and we were full throttle, sort of wanting to be out and work, and we actually, for a nanosecond, all of us actually forgot that there could be a second wave, till it
Yeah,
hit back again, it strike back, and it told you, it's like showed you your place. So I
yeah.
think when you look at the bigger picture, it just tells you that nature, or the universe, or is way bigger than what we think we are, and we are
Yeah.
negligible on the face of this planet. And I think all these thoughts sort of uh, calmed me down as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that the fire doesn't calm down, but how you react to it, right? If there's stress, you don't react to stress the way you would earlier. So I
Yeah.
just feel that right now is a time where you have to be thankful for whatever little you have, the well-being of people around you, because like I was saying, the second wave was way more traumatic, of so many more lives being lost, so much oxygen level depletion in people, and not getting that healthcare, unfortunately. So it was very, very, very heavy. But I think for me, meditation is one way to sort of sort it out, and then I and then just leave it, because what are you chasing? The question is, at the end of the day, what are you chasing, and what
Yeah.
really matters, and what are the important things in life? And I think all that for me came into a perspective. And then of course keeping yourself busy and occupied, because idle mind is the devil's mind.
Mhm.
So you got to keep yourself occupied with doing a couple of things here and there, which I try to do.
That's awesome. And I think it is definitely challenging to stay calm and, not be bogged down by
Yeah.
stress in such turbulent times, especially with the news pouring in. But also, how do you feel that you stayed motivated in a time like that? Because that in itself is challenging as well.
I am someone who's generally a very motivated person. I'm someone who's very high on energy. Even through the lockdown, I would wake up at 5:36 in the first lockdown, and even now I automatically wake up by 6 o'clock, and there's so much I want to do in a day. I feel that if you have the blessing, and if you have the health, and you're fine, then this time can be used in doing so much more, which would help you in your own growth.
Mhm.
Our growth is not just the work we do, but also how we evolve as people, how how much more information you sort of gather about different things that you like. Working out for me is a big stress buster. So I've been doing that. So I think motivation is something that comes from within. It's how you are genetically made.
Yeah.
I'm someone who's naturally a motivator. So if I see someone who's going low, I feel I need to help. I
Mhm.
feel I should just tell them, come on, life's much more. thank God you have your hands and your feet and everything's fine with you. I mean, so the optimistic way of looking at life as opposed to what's not working, because we all know what's not happening, but I guess it's not in our hands. So make the
Yeah.
most of what we have.
Yeah, I agree. And a few months ago, you also had a film release. What was that like? Because again, these are no ordinary circumstances. So what was that experience like?
Yeah, it was last month. And of course, all of us really want that the film should see a theater release. I mean, that's when we started shooting for the film, that was the idea. Because
Yeah,
but over the last 2 years, things have changed so differently. But nevertheless, in times like these, we could see a release. And I felt that we were all happy. I'm speaking on behalf of the team here, and I was happy that a film like this, which was light-hearted, a family entertainer, could at least be a breather for people in
yeah,
such harsh times. Because entertainment is what has driven the people of our country for so long. Entertainment is films are the sole source of entertainment. I mean, the
yeah,
only entertainment in many parts of the country. And I feel through this whole access of digital, they could reach out, they could see a film for 2-3 hours, have fun with their family. So I was glad that happened. But we're all hoping in the bottom of our hearts that theaters open soon and
yeah.
every film can see a proper release.
Yeah, I think that's the only experience that's left to do, that we're really craving to
Yeah,
get off
yeah.
our couches and actually have that big cinematic experience. I also wanted to ask you, the past couple of months, salons are shut, like you said, theaters are shut, salons have been shut. How have you managed to take care of your skin and hair at home?
Tell me about it. A bad hair day every day. I think the good part was that you're not really stepping out, so you're not getting pabbed as much. So I would oil my hair regularly and do a lot of. Actually, to be honest, I don't do a lot of masks. I think through these 2 months, I did one hair mask, which I thought was great because I'm very lazy when it comes to doing these things. Face masks, yes, I do a lot of natural things like banana and curd and haldi basin and rose water and multani mitti. So any fruit and curd or all these basic hacks. So I was doing all
Yeah,
of that. But yes, grooming was a challenge. Manicures and pedicures were a challenge.
yeah.
So I think I was just making do with whatever I could do at home. And then the first day the salons opened, I rushed to a salon. I said, yes, I need to see a blow dry.
Yeah, of course, long overdue. And did you like try any Instagram beauty hacks? Anything you've tried and loved, something an influencer is doing, and and has there been a bad experience, like you tried something out and it didn't work
No,
out?
I'm not too much of an Instagram person as such who would follow a lot. I think I delve into a lot more. Whatever I try on myself, I do a lot of reading up on it. I mean, of
Yeah,
course, these basic hacks, which you've been doing since your childhood. My mom used to just rub any fruit that we would be eating on our face
yeah,
as kids. And that's where that comes from. But if I want to try an experiment, I don't go to, like, I don't follow blindly. And I'm
mm,
not someone who does too much. I don't really experiment. So the question of going wrong is not there, but
yeah.
not really. Yeah. Possibly I should check out some hacks.
If you
Yeah.
want to. And how have you managed to stay fit at home, considering you did have COVID and you've recovered from it?
I had COVID in December last year.
Mm,
And like I told you, that I'm someone who loves working out, and it's not just strength training. I need a physical activity every single day. It
mm,
could be strength, it could be a conditioning training, it could be yoga, anything. But I need to sweat out every day. And for me, that recovery post COVID was the tough part,
right.
because the body had lost all strength. So I'm not kidding. If I could lift a 50 kgs, say, in a deadlift very easily, I came down to a 10.
Hmm.
And at 10, I could just hold with one hand, and I
Yeah.
could just hold a 2 kg, So
Yeah.
I was like, what has happened? And but then again, it's a slow and steady progress, and you have to just keep making it. Even while I had COVID, I started doing yoga on the fourth day, because I know myself. Now, I am not recommending this for everybody, but I know how my body reacts when I feel I've done something. So I was moving, trying to take small walks, doing pranayam, making
Yeah.
sure that my body is moving, and I don't let lethargy take over. So 10 suryas and then 20. So by the time I recovered, I was doing 30, 40 easily. Like on my recovery day, I was like, okay, I'm fine. But strength, I couldn't get back to. It took me 2 months, slowly, steadily
Yeah.
building that strength back again. And yeah, and to answer the second part of your question, how do I stay fit when there's no gym? I think if there's a way, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
I've been constantly posting. I think even in the last lockdown, of workouts that you can do from home. Yoga is one which can be done from anywhere. You can
Yeah.
always do your cross training. You know, burpees, mountain climbers, just
Yeah.
jumping, walking, being active, push-ups. So much you can do, but you just no excuses, right? So yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And my last
And
question, sorry,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
no, nothing. I said then, and for me, it's very important because I felt at least these 1.5 hours I'm doing something. So because I
Absolutely.
want to keep myself busy and occupied, I had working out as one of the
Yeah.
things to do.
Yeah. That's great. And I think it's so important for your mental health as well. So it's great that,
Absolutely, absolutely.
and my
Yeah,
last
the
question is,
endorphins.
yeah, my last question to you, with things opening up, what are you looking forward to do the most?
Shooting. I want to get back to set. I want to
Yeah.
see a camera. A couple of actor friends were joking, we'll all forget how to act by the time things, open up. And because it's been
Yeah.
just forever. Of course, in between shoots had restarted, but there's no work from home really as an actor, right?
Yeah.
You crave to go to the set. You want to start your films that are midway, or the films that you've signed. So I cannot wait to just get back on set.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. It's
Thank
been
you
a
so
pleasure.
much.